We'll say good morning. Today is Wednesday. It is the 22nd of November, and it's almost 7:30 as I speak. Very nice weather that we've had this week. We feel like we've been spoiled after all this rain. We still have a tropical wave between Nicaragua, but a little closer still to South America, but headed this way, but no longer a threat for a tropical storm, according to the National Hurricane Center. But let's go to the big board and see what there is to see. And we'll start with a weather picture from Jeff Bowden of our beautiful island. This is, I'm guessing, sunset. I don't guess I know which side of Caribe Bight he's on. But I think based on these towers, he has to be facing west. So I'm going to say this is sunset. But this is Caribe Bight, which is one bight over to our west from Jonesville Point, and Juticalpa, if you know that community in Santos Guardiola, would be to the north. So thank you, Jeff Bowden. Please send us your weather photos so that we can feature them here. I would start off with the temperature. We don't talk a lot about temperature because it's almost always about the same. The one thing I wanted to point out this morning, and it's kind of gotten, it's late enough in the day where it's gotten a little warmer, but here in Oak Ridge, this is me in Jonesville Point, 81, 82, 83 down on West Bay. You'll notice that the side that faces east, that faces the rising of the sun, is a little warmer. Over here you have a 77 in Sandy Bay Point, 81 in West End, back down to 80. About 7 o'clock, these were still mostly in the 70s. Punta Gorda is still 78. The reason why is that rising sun on the south side of the island beats down on the sea. And if you've ever been in a house by the sea, you know what, if you're on the south side at sunrise, it's hot because the sun is, not only do you have the sun, but you have the reflection of the sun off the sea. So quite often here on the south side, we get to our high temperature 8 o'clock in the morning, which is a little unusual. In the States, you're used to the high temperature coming every day about 3 in the afternoon. And of course, the high temperature on the north side would come usually with the setting of the sun, and it can really beat down on you. But this time of year, it's maybe 3 degrees cooler than it is on average during the hottest time of the year. So the temperature is not much different, and we're always humid. So I'm going to do a video about temperature on the island and why we don't usually forecast the temperature, and just keep an eye out for that. Here is our tropical wave. You can see a little outlying storm here, and here's the main body. This is slowly moving to the west, and this is why we think the chance of rain will go up over the weekend. It's kind of easier to see in the moisture. Down here towards South America, we have the reds and even the purples. Those are very high moisture content in the upper atmosphere. This is the blues and the greens. Why we're dry today on Wednesday is because it's always humid here at the bottom, right next to the sea. But in the upper levels of the atmosphere, if we have less water, we're going to have less rain. And that's what we have right now. But let's go through time into Thursday. You can see it approaching. And then into Friday, you can see that the moisture from this storm is forecast to kind of be over us. So that's why Friday, especially Friday night into Saturday morning, we have a higher chance of rain. Let's go to the GFS and run it back here. Here's where it's predicting the storm to be right now. And then as we go forward in time, you can see, especially Saturday is when the biggest chance, according to the GFS, of rain for us is, and especially Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon, most of it moves out. Check the icon, and here you can see again the storm, and you can see it moving toward us, and the icon wants to give us a little bit of a chance of rain. Thursday, some isolated showers. Friday, a better chance, and then you can see on Saturday night into Sunday, you see some of the dark greens, which means the potential for some heavier rain before it passes by. for Sunday. So what this means for us is pretty dry today, Wednesday, maybe 5% chance of rain. I can see perhaps if we go back to the, I meant to show you this. Let's get a little closer and see what's out there right now this morning. Yeah, so here you can see these little popcorns, and sometimes this one might have a little rain. And let's kind of just stop it where we are right now. This one might have a little rain, but not a lot of rain out there. If you see a high cloud top, quite often that can have a small shower inside of it. So it's not impossible that someone's going to see rain today, but unlikely. But as we go into Thursday, we'll see those isolated rain chances increase a little bit, 20% maybe. And then Friday, 30%, but Friday night into Saturday, 50, maybe 60% chance of rain. And you could get a pretty heavy downpour in there. And then for Saturday afternoon into Sunday, we're going to say something like 30% chance of rain. So not a washout, not a huge amount of rain. And on top of that, our seas will be nice and calm. There's our low tide, especially 11:30 p.m. is the lowest tide. But here's our winds. And here's our seas. 1 foot across, maybe a few 2-foot seas in there. And as we get into Monday, back to 2 to 3 foot seas. So overall, pretty nice forecast. Friday night into Saturday morning, best chance of rain. Okay, you guys, have a good day and take care.